So unfortunately, when most people think of the words ramen noodles, the first thing that probably pops in their head is something that looks like this right here. At least in this country. In Japan, hopefully you're thinking about something that looks like this, a traditional bowl of Japanese style ramen noodles. But in this country, we've got this. And this right here is trash. You don't want to be eating that. You want to be eating this. But to make this at home, well, it definitely takes time and it takes a lot of ingredients. And for me, during the week when I'm busier and I don't have all of these ingredients on hand, what happens when I am craving a good bowl of ramen noodles? So that's the goal of today's video. I wanted to challenge myself to see if I could bring together a delicious tasting bowl of noodles that captures all of those same traditional elements, but comes together with just 7 ingredients, and from start to finish, a bowl of noodles that won't take that long to prepare, so it can be replicated throughout the week. Out of the 5 essential elements to a traditional ramen, by far the one that is most important is the stock or broth, because this is what makes up the foundation of your soup. You're not getting very far with one of those packets, and also the store-bought stuff, you're not gonna have good ramen with that. But a traditional broth or stock, well, it takes time and it takes a lot of bones. And I don't have either of those today. But out of these 7 ingredients right here, I still have a lot of potential flavor to infuse in a liquid. It's just not gonna look like a traditional stock or broth. So number 1, I've got these chicken thighs with the bone in. So that's very important for this recipe, to get the chicken thighs with the bone in and the skin on. We're gonna be taking advantage of the flavor in the bone for the stock, and then we're gonna render the fat out for the oil later on. So that's gonna be the meaty flavor there. Not much, but I'll take it. Now I've got the ends of these bok choy. That's some flavor right there. I've got the ends of these scallions. We're not wasting anything here. And then this ginger root, of course, that is really great aromatic flavor. So what I'll do first is I'll debone these chicken thighs, which is such a simple butchering process. So don't be scared to get chicken thighs with the bone in. You're just basically carving around that bone. And then once the bone is exposed, you go under it with your knife and just slice it right on out. And I'll take the bok choy and I'll cut the root right off of that. Same goes for the scallion. And for the ginger, as long as your ginger's clean, I'm just gonna take a few slices of this, leaving the skin on for maximum flavor. So I've got a medium saucepan here, and I will bring that to a high heat since we want to build out flavor very quickly. Now we've got our bones, our 2 measly bones, but it will have to do. And then our aromatics, ginger, bok choy, and scallion roots. Pop that in, and then 4 cups of water, which should make around 2 bowls of ramen. I hit that with just a little bit of salt. All right, broth is rumbling away. I'm just gonna monitor that for the next 30 to 45 minutes as that builds flavor, but I wanna move on to the next essential element, which is aromatic oil. And if you're new to ramen, you might be brand new to this element. And generally an aromatic oil is a condiment that's created separately by infusing a bunch of aromatics in oil. And then it's drizzled on top of your soup to, of course, add aroma and just another wonderful layer of flavor. But in this case, when I'm just trying to throw together a delicious ramen during the week, I might not have that aromatic oil already made, and I might not want to make one completely from scratch, but I can still take that concept and I can build it out right into the dish pretty easily by using 2 of the ingredients that I have. So I've got these chicken thighs with this skin on, which has a ton of flavorful oil or schmaltz in that skin. So I'm just gonna salt these chicken thighs on both sides, and I'm gonna get them in a pot. And this pot will ultimately be the pot that this entire ramen is coming together in. So just keep that in mind. And I'll put that on a medium heat and just slowly start rendering out the fat from that chicken skin. Now in the meantime, I can prep my ginger. So I'm gonna peel it and I'm gonna mince up about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of ginger, depending on how much kick you want in this aromatic oil. So check out all that fat rendered off the skin. We've got a nice crispy skin here. We're just gonna flip that, cook it on the other side, just for another minute until it's cooked through. Okay, so crispy on both sides, take those out. Now I'll take my ginger and I'll toss it right into that oil. And you wanna make sure this is on a pretty low heat, like a medium low heat. You do not want that ginger to burn. So that's rumbling. We're gonna check in on this. Looking great. This has been cooking for about 25 minutes. The aroma coming off that is amazing. So a lot of flavor building here. And you might be asking yourself, well, isn't there ginger in both of these things? And yes, there is. We are trying to maximize flavor with what we have. And when you boil ginger, in this case, you're getting a much different flavor than caramelizing ginger in oil, because oil or fat is actually the best carrier of aromatic flavor. It's why these aromatic oils like a sesame oil is so intense compared to a sesame water. So in this case, we have a ginger liquid that's gonna add a nice delicate ginger flavor in our soup. And then over here, this ginger oil, that's that punch you want in your ramen. All right, see how this ginger has browned? Not burnt, it's browned. And we're gonna save that. That's gonna be a nice little topping. Again, just really taking advantage of everything we can. But you wanna make sure you leave that oil for this next step. That's why I'm using this slotted spoon. Look at that chicken crispy ginger goodness right there. So the next element we need to touch on is the tare sauce, which gives your ramen its distinct seasoning. And again, this is another one of those elements like the aromatic oil that's generally built out separately from the ramen and then added on at the end. But since this is a quick weekday dinner with 7 ingredients, we're building it straight into this ramen. So it's gonna be very simple. There's 3 types of traditional tare sauces. You've got the shio, which is just a salt base. You have a shoyu, which is a soy, which you could totally add soy sauce. I'm going with the miso right here. So I have some miso paste, which is just umami, salty goodness, instant flavor, great for quick meals. And what I'm gonna do is add it right into this aromatic ginger oil and caramelize it a bit. And I have to give full credit to my man, Ivan Ramen. Well, I don't know the guy, but I saw this technique on his chef's table and I tried it and it blew my mind. But the flavor you get here is incredible. So I'm just gonna cook this down for 2 minutes. So that's looking great. And now think about the flavor that's been created here. We have caramelized miso paste in an aromatic ginger oil. Insane. So what I'm gonna do now is pop that open, which has been cooking away for about 35 minutes. And I'm just gonna slowly start emulsifying this stock in there. And I love this technique because you know how miso generally separates in a miso soup from the actual broth? That's fine for a basic miso soup, but when you use this technique and slowly drizzle in this stock, you'll see this incredible emulsification here. Like you could stop right there and just use that as an incredible miso ginger sauce. But we're gonna keep going and turn this into a soup, of course. And just like that, you've got a delicious ramen broth. I'm just gonna taste it for seasoning. Oh, wow. Oh, doesn't even need salt. Nailed it there. Plenty of salt in that miso. Broth fully created. Now we just have to work on the final 2 elements, which is the noodles and the toppings. And everything is gonna happen actually in this pot right here. We still have these leftover ingredients. That's totally fine. Just keep those in there. It's just gonna add more flavor to your final ramen. But I'm filling this up with water and getting that on a boil. And we're just gonna start rumbling through ingredients. First, we're gonna half boil that egg, then we're gonna work on our bok choy, then finally our noodles, and this whole entire ramen will come together. So this liquid's now boiling, and for me, no ramen is complete without a half-boiled egg, so that had to be one of the ingredients on the list. So what I'm gonna do is just dip these up and down to get them acclimated to that hot water so they don't crack. Pop those in, set the timer for 6 minutes. Full boiled egg, 12 minutes. Half boiled egg, 6 minutes. Anywhere in between, totally fine. And in the meantime, while these eggs are cooking, I'm gonna prepare my final garnish, which is the top of those scallions. So I'm just gonna slice those up on a bias really thin. I would recommend a very sharp knife for this technique. Well, for cutting any scallions, you want a sharp knife or you're gonna run into some issues. And you get these nice little thin scallion shreds that not only look good on top of your ramen, they also taste great. 6 minutes up, eggs coming out, and then we're gonna just slowly, whoa, my strainer didn't fit into this measuring cup. Same thing on the other side, just slowly dip those in so they don't crack into some cold water. Okay, same exact water. Like I said, we're rumbling through ingredients. We have this bok choy right here, and I'm going to toss that in and just blanch them very quickly. Now you could totally chop those bok choy up and throw them right in there, But like Uncle Roger says,
usually for ramen, the topping and broth you mix separately. Because if bok choy in broth too long, it becomes soggy and gross.
now the bok choy is only gonna take about a minute to a minute and a half. You just wanna soften it. And then I'll put that right in the same bowl as those eggs and get that cooled off. So we know the texture is perfect to top our ramen. So I'll keep this water boiling for the noodles, but I just wanna get everything prepared so it's not complete chaos. I gotta peel these eggs, make sure just things are cleaned up, and then we'll plate up this ramen. All right, so watch how this comes together. We have our ramen bowl, we've got our boiling water over here, and I'm just gonna dump in those ramen noodles, and they won't take long at all. Ramen noodles are alkaline, so they're a little chewy by nature, and that's the whole point. You want that nice chew to them, that bite, to give your soup a little texture. Now we have our beautiful miso broth over here, and I'm just gonna ladle some of that. Oh yeah. Look how much flavor we've built in a short amount of time. And look at that, that's a creamy miso because I emulsified that in. It's not just tossing in the miso paste where it will separate. All right, I've lost the noodles within the other ingredients, but I think I can fish it out a little bit. Yep, there's a chicken bone in there. Oops, I needed a proper ramen strainer there. Noodles going in, we'll lay those right over. Toss in some of those bok choy over there. Hit it with that chicken. Half-boiled egg, just gonna slice that right in half. Gooey, gooey, gooey. Pop that right there. Ramen is just creating art. That's why I love it so much. Hit it with some of those scallions. Now, this is like your secret little garnish topping right here. This crispy ginger and some chicken skin in there as well. 7 ingredients. Come on, my friends, come on. Epic. I was so hungry that I had to just eat a little bit before I spoke on it. And there's really not that much to say. Only critique, I'm missing a little bit of spice action, but I didn't have anything spicy other than that ginger, which isn't really that spicy, to add to this. So if you do want to add an 8th ingredient, a little bit of chili of some sort would be perfect. It's craving it just a bit, or maybe my palate is just craving it. But I would say mission accomplished. Really taking advantage of 7 common ingredients and just pushing them to the limit to create an incredible ramen. I'm gonna eat the rest of this. I will see you in the next video.